May 2026 became a heartbreaking moment as the world lost several beloved celebrities, leaving behind lasting legacies and unforgettable memories. Jake James George Hall, born 20 August 1990, in London, rose to fame as a reality TV personality on The Only Way is Essex, where he became known for his confident personality, fashion career, and business ventures. After leaving the show in 2016, he later built clothing brands and worked in music while also focusing on family life with his daughter River. From his relationship with Mise Bekiri, his life included fame, business, success, and personal struggles, including injuries and controversies during and after his TV career. On 6 May 2026, he tragically died in Mallorca, Spain at age 35 after suffering fatal head trauma in a glass door accident during a night out with friends, leaving behind tributes from family, friends, and fellow cast members who remembered him as a vibrant and creative personality. Michael Stone, the eldest brother of actress Sharon Stone, was born in Pennsylvania and lived a mostly private life away from fame. He occasionally worked in acting, with appearances in films and television, including The Quick and the Dead, CSI Miami, and The Bold and the Beautiful. He grew up in a close family with his siblings Sharon, Patrick, and Kelly, and stayed connected to them throughout his life while avoiding major celebrity attention. He had a modest acting career and took part in several productions over the years. In May 2026, at the age of 74, he sadly passed away after a long illness, and his family remembered him as a loving brother and a quiet, supportive presence in their lives. Valley Export was born on 17 May 1940 in Linz, Austria, and became one of the most influential feminist artists in modern European art history. Originally named Waltraud Lehner, she later changed her name to Valley Export as a symbol of independence and artistic freedom. During the 1960s and 1970s, she became internationally famous for bold performance art films and public demonstrations that challenged sexism, violence, and the treatment of women in society. Her controversial works, including tap and touch cinema and action pants, Genital Panic, shocked audiences and helped redefine feminist art around the world. Valley Export also worked as a filmmaker, writer, and educator, and received many prestigious cultural awards during her long career. Even in later life, she continued inspiring younger generations through exhibitions and lectures across Europe. Valley Export died peacefully in Vienna, Austria, in 14 May 2026, at the age of 85, leaving behind a revolutionary legacy in feminist performance, art, and cinema. Stanisława Celińska was born on 29 April 1947 in Warsaw, Poland, and became one of the most respected actresses and singers in Polish entertainment history. She studied at the National Academy of Dramatic Art in Warsaw and began acting in theater, films, and television during the late 1960s. Stanisława became famous for powerful performances in classic Polish productions, including Nights and Days, Pieniądze to nie wszystko and Alternatywy. 4. Alongside acting, she built a successful music career, and her emotional songs touched audiences across generations. Fans admired her honesty, warmth, and strength, especially after she openly spoke about overcoming addiction and personal struggles. In her later years, she continued performing despite serious health problems and chronic spinal pain. Stanisława Celińska died on 12 May 2026 at the age of 79, leaving behind a legendary legacy in Polish cinema, theater, and music. If you like my video, then I can also provide you with video creation or other digital services. I am sharing a group link in the description below. Please feel free to contact me. Ted Turner was born on November 19, 1938, in Cincinnati, and became a revolutionary businessman who changed television forever by founding CNN, the world's first 24-hour news channel, bringing live news into homes across the globe. He also owned the Atlanta Braves and turned them into a national brand while building a powerful media empire. Turner was known for his bold ideas, fearless leadership, and strong support for global causes through the United Nations Foundation, but later in life he faced serious health challenges, including Lewy body dementia, which affected his memory and daily life. And after years of struggle, Ted Turner died on May 6, 2026 at the age of 87, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most influential figures in media history who transformed how the world watches news forever. Festus Mogi was born on 21st August 1939 in Seroa, Botswana, and became one of Africa's most respected leaders. He studied economics in the United Kingdom at Oxford and Sussex before returning home to help build Botswana's economy after independence. Mogae worked as governor of the Bank of Botswana Finance, minister and later vice president before becoming the third president of Botswana in 1998. During his presidency, he earned global praise for fighting the HIV/AIDS crisis by providing free treatment programs that saved thousands of lives. He also helped maintain Botswana's stable democracy and strong economy powered by diamond exports. In 2008, he peacefully stepped down after serving 2 terms and later received the prestigious Ibrahim Prize for African Leadership. Festus Mogae died on 8 May 2026 at the age of 86 in Gaborone, Botswana, leaving behind a legacy of honesty, leadership, and public service. James Valentine was born on 5 October 1961 in Ballarat, Australia, and became one of the country's most loved radio voices, musicians, and television presenters. He first gained fame in the 1980s as a saxophone player with Australian bands including Models before joining the Australian Broadcasting Corporation in 1987 as a TV host. James later became famous across Australia for hosting ABC Sydney's Afternoons radio program where his humor, intelligence, and warm personality made him a national favorite for more than 2 decades. He also worked as a writer, jazz musician, and interviewer, and was respected for his creativity and kindness. In 2024, he revealed he was battling esophageal cancer and later retired from broadcasting in early 2026 to focus on treatment and family. James Valentine died peacefully at home on 22 April 2027 at the age of 64 after choosing voluntary assisted dying surrounded by his loved ones, leaving behind a huge legacy in Australian media and music. Michael Pennington was a British actor born in Darna, 1943 in Cambridge, England, and he became one of the most respected Shakespeare performers of his generation. He studied at Cambridge University and later joined the Royal Shakespeare Company, where he built a strong reputation on stage. He played major roles like Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear, and Richard III, and became known for his powerful voice and classical acting style. He also helped found the English Shakespeare Company and toured Shakespeare productions around the world, bringing classical theater to global audiences. In film, he appeared as Moff Gideon in Star Wars Return of the Jedi, and also worked in television and other movies across many years. He continued acting and writing about theater throughout his life. Reports in 2026 stated that he died at the age of 82 in London at Denville Hall, where retired actors live. His legacy remains strong in British theater and Shakespeare performance history. Donald Gibb was born on 4 August 1954 in New York City, USA, and became famous for playing giant tough characters in Hollywood movies during the 1980s and 1990s. Before acting, he played college basketball and trained for professional football, but later moved into films because of his powerful appearance. Donald became a cult star after playing Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds and Ray Jackson in Bloodsport alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme. He also appeared in Conan the Barbarian and many television shows where fans loved his strong but funny personality. In real life, he was known as a friendly and humble man who enjoyed meeting fans and supporting sports bars he owned in Texas. Donald Gibb died on 12th of May 2026 at the age of 71 after health complications, leaving behind a memorable legacy in action and comedy cinema. Ataur Rahman was born on 18 June 1941 in Noakhali, British India, now Bangladesh, and became one of the most respected figures in Bangladeshi theater and television. He studied at the University of Dhaka and later helped build the country's post-independence theater movement through acting, directing, and writing. Ataur Rahman became famous for his powerful stage productions and television dramas and was known as Mancho Sharothi, meaning master of the stage. During his long career, he received major honors including the Ekoshe, Padak, and the Independence Award for his contribution to Bangladeshi culture. In May 2026, his health became critical after a serious fall at home, and he was placed on life support in a Dhaka hospital. Ataur Rahman died on 12 May 2026 at the age of 84, leaving behind a legendary legacy in theater, acting, and literature that inspired generations across Bangladesh. Jack Taylor was born as George Brown Randall on 21st October 1926 in Oregon City, Oregon, USA, and became one of the most famous cult actors in European horror cinema. After starting his career in Hollywood, he moved to Mexico and later Spain, where he built a legendary reputation in fantasy In horror films during the 1960s and 1970s, Jack became widely known for working with director Jesus Franco in movies like Count Dracula Female Vampire and Night of the Blood Monster. He also appeared in major international films including Conan the Barbarian alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp. Fans admired his deep voice, aristocratic appearance, and unforgettable villain roles that made him a cult icon in horror cinema. Jack Taylor died in Madrid, Spain on 12th of May, 2026 at the age of 99, leaving behind a legendary legacy in fantasy and horror films across Europe. Paul Boutillier was born on 3rd May 1963 in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada, and became a talented professional ice hockey defenseman. Known for his strong physical style and leadership on the ice, he rose to fame in junior hockey with the Sherbrooke Casters before being selected in the first round of the 1981 NHL draft by the New York Islanders. Paul became part of the Islanders' legendary era and earned his name on the Stanley Cup in 1983. During his NHL career, he also played for the Boston Bruins, Minnesota North Stars, New York Rangers, and Winnipeg Jets. After retiring, he remained involved in hockey as a coach, mentor, and development expert, helping younger players in Canada. Paul Boutillier died on 14th of May, 2026 at the age of 63, leaving behind a respected legacy in Canadian hockey and the NHL. Fili Seru was a Fijian rugby union and rugby league footballer born on 11 March 1970 in Fiji. He played as a winger and represented Fiji in both codes, including the 1991 Rugby Union World Cup and the 1995 Rugby League World Cup. He began his rugby union career with Fiji, earning 10 international caps between 1990 and 1993 before switching to rugby league in the mid-1990s, where he played for South Queensland Crushers, Illawarra Steelers, and later Hull FC in England. He became known for his speed, strong finishing, and impact on the wing during his club and international career. After retiring from professional rugby, he lived a quieter life, and in May 2026 he sadly passed away at the age of 56 after battling motor neuron disease, leaving behind a respected legacy in Fijian rugby. Claudine Longet was born on 29 January 1942 in Paris, France, and became a popular singer, actress, and television personality during the 1960s in America. She first worked as a dancer before marrying famous entertainer Andy Williams, which helped bring her into Hollywood fame. Claudine became known for her soft singing voice, French charm, and appearances on The Andy Williams Show, along with movies like The Party beside Peter Sellers. Her career was overshadowed in 1976 after the fatal shooting of Olympic skier Vladimir Sabic in Colorado. She claimed it was an accident and was later convicted of negligent homicide, receiving a light sentence. After the controversy, she left public life and stayed away from entertainment for decades. Claudine Longet died on 14 May 2026 at the age of 84, leaving behind a controversial but unforgettable legacy in music and television. Vladimir Molchanov was born on 7 October 1950 in Moscow, Soviet Union, and became one of the most respected journalists and television hosts in Russian media. He studied journalism at Moscow State University and started his career writing for Soviet newspapers. Before moving to television in the 1980s, Vladimir became famous across the Soviet Union for hosting the groundbreaking program Before and After Midnight, where he interviewed artists, politicians, and cultural figures during a time of major political change. Viewers admired his calm speaking style, intelligence, and honest reporting, which made him a trusted voice during the final years of the USSR. Throughout his long career, he also worked as a documentary creator, writer, and commentator on Russian society and politics. Vladimir Molchanov died in May 2026 at the age of 75, leaving behind a respected legacy in journalism, television, and public discussion across Russia.